Do I have a volunteer or do I have to pick on somebody? Uh-oh, don't look. Come on. Yes, I need you. Yes, come on. Yes, beautiful. All right, your name? Madison. How you doing, Madison? I'm Nick. Okay. So, Madison, if we're out in the stores, right, do you like money? Do you know? Do you know? See, this guy was going, I need to. All right. So, you're not going to like kibbles or the hot dogs. Okay. So, with that, we're going to play a game. Okay? And we're going to play a game that money is like the best toy. And then you get to go get the toys that you want. Okay? Or there's something like that. Okay? So, if you're standing online, right, at Walmart, and somebody behind you, and you're facing over here, right? And somebody just taps you on your shoulder. What do? You turn around. I say, hi, Madison. Here's $100. Yeah. You can, go buy a game. Now you're like, wow, just for turning around, right? You can fold that up. You hold on to it, right? You turn around. You're hanging on the line again. Okay. Get a little further away. I tap on her shoulder. What does she do? I say, oh, hi, Madison. Right? You come out. You come to me this time. But now, I give you $200. Now you get to go buy Barbie dolls, right? You get the, what's new? Yikes. My guys are a little small. So I'm getting back programmed into the system. So now you got more money to go buy some cool stuff. All right? So how does this work with dogs? Okay? Everybody is scared of negative reinforcement. They always hear, I only do positive stuff. But when you do positive, when you give a little negative, then the dog looks like they're going to crap. They look like, oh, that's not part of the game. But now if Madison is my puppy, and she's holding onto the leash, okay, and it's the same thing I do with Pup now, but now with Pup, I got his kibble. Okay? So, Pup is doing his own little thing, and she's sniffing the ground, and I'm a little further away. I pump the leash, she looks, I say, yes, good girl, Madison. Madison starts coming towards me, and I will dispense food. Okay? Then later, that little tap can turn into a hey, and then turn into knock that off. Okay? So same thing with exercise. I like the pump dog to go in direction. So here, if I have my pup again, right, I can take my hand, guide into position. So, oh, she's coming with me, nice. Climb. Right when both feet touched on, that's when I give my cue saying that's what it is. And then I can come out my pocket and then say, good job. Okay? And then I say, I move right here, and then that's starting the exercise, and then I want to end the exercise. I say free. Right there, that first step, good job. Then I give you another $100. The food's in the exercise. So say if I have a budget of $500, what do you spend your money on? Your dog goes outside, give a little money. Your dog sits at the door, give a little more money. Your dog comes running in front of you and just sits. Give some money. Okay? And then I show you how you make it fun game too, with giving it straight to her. That's not fun. But I bet you if it's real money and it's a real 100 and I threw it in the air and start flying, you'll see mom and dad chasing after it, grabbing it and trying to come back to me to get another one. Do you understand? All right. So that's fun ways of teaching dog. And then also, there's negative reinforcement. So if I say climb, right? And I like to have the dog have love in every spot. So it's picture training now. I make the dog love this platform because later when he sees it, he runs to it on his own. So I say climb, give more money. So I step over here, I say climb, you see how she moves? But there's no way she can get off. Dog's set up for success. Puppy is set up for success to get more money. Okay, then I come here, dog does good. Oh yes, puppy thinks I'm rich. Alright, then I come here, then I say free. End of the exercise, poof, more money. Right? You're gonna buy a lot of Barbie dolls. Right? What do you like? Huh? You like dolls? What kind of dolls? The American Girl dolls? Do they have like a band and stuff like that? No? Do they have like different clothes and designs that you like? Yeah, so now you can get a bunch of outfits for them. You see? So that's how it works, right? So in doing so now what I end up doing is making it harder. So what I do to one way, I do it to the other side. So now dog loves this platform. I teach the dog now to leave my side. Climb. I'll show you when my dog comes out. Right? She comes out. Now I want to have pup learn to stay here. If I stay here, what's the first step? If I do like this, the pup stays, I come back in and I give more money. Okay? I do it again. Now say if the pup steps right here. You come right there, step with one foot and freeze. If chances are, if I step back into her, she might move and go back on with the body pressure, right? So now that's my new dance until she fades away, stays there, and I can continue to pay. Then what's the next step? Go back a little bit further. Oh, you see the hesitation? She's getting ready to move? But she stayed, so I said, yes, I paid for that. You understand what I'm saying? She gets more money, okay? Ideally, you work your way all the way out to the end of the leash, okay? But now I can make self-made distractions here. I can throw a treat. She goes to get it. Now this is where the technique comes in. How do I keep my pup up there? Because I have all this leash. I don't do like this. So I teach you guys how to slide in, go back up. So now if my, Madison, can you please step off with 1 foot? Right, she steps there. As I slide in like this and give the cue to go back on, then I go back. Good. And then always in this process, I want to end the exercise with a release free. Yes, good. And then give more money, okay? With this, I can take the money back, is my building block. I can teach the dog to leave my side, come to me, stay there, okay? Then I teach the dog to sitting down on there, okay? One more thing I want to teach with Madison. Madison, now let's stand on the edge. And let's pretend like we're really high up. And if somebody came from behind you and was push you off a mountain, what would you do? You would break? No, you won't go over, right? You would want to stay on. So you kind of like opposite reflex. You will resist. So what I end up doing with the pup too, I'll try to pull the pup off. Then I make the pup stay. Then I put a little bit of pressure. Good. I teach the dog to stay. So then the dog learns in my system, pump means go, pull means stay. That is tactile communication, non-verbal communication. And then later I can say sit and give the cue to make the dog sit. Say down, get a dog cue to get dog down, okay? Sometimes in the beginning you'll see dogs struggle, like what's going on? But once the pressure has pressure on, and then when the pressure goes off, that's a positive. Negative, positive, and then another food, more positive. Nay, po, po. Right? So this is what the style that I teach is really nice. We can go home, look it up, right? And learn a lot more, okay? Thank you. All right. So that's Madison and Madison. When Madison comes out, she's going to help me with my dog, and everything that you just showed, if you want, you can do it with my dog, okay? So now I have new pup here that doesn't know the system, okay? First time meeting me, and I'm going to handle the dog using tactile communication to see if she can start responding to the exercise, okay? So mom got some treats for her here today. It's fine. I'll start with Kilbo.
And that's BB.
BB?
BB. Oh, she's so serious. She's a friend.
So if BB is hungry, I'm going to go hump, 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 hump. And I'm gonna offer. Not really too motivated. But she's responding to the cue. Okay? So here, I still go to the system, and then a lot of times the dog will start eating, right? Good girl. Just offer, and then I come back up. And a lot of things you'll see me do So even though she's not taking treats, I'm waiting for that brief moment. Right? Climb. Good. Free. Good. You see my little pumps that I say this way? Okay. Now that she's going up there nice, now I want to give her the cue to go up. Good. Now the cue to go back up this way. Good. And now release. Free. Yes. Good girl. Good. Now I try something a little bit higher value to see if I can have BB work for hot dogs. So you'll see soon, I'm gonna ask the dog different questions, but it's gonna be the same answer. What do I need? Ah, see that nose going? So here I'm gonna toss one out over there. It's a pup. That is direct reward or indirect reward. Free. Turn dog into a hunter. Go hunt, find your food. Then come back to look for me for another one. How to get another one? Climb. Ah, good girl. Free. So this is the game right here. Dog will go over there, step on platform, get me to throw treat. Make dog love platform. Don't hang out. I'm gonna give cue. I wait a little moment because I don't want to give too much help. I want to see if she's motivated. She goes over there. I can give cue. She come back over here. Good girl. Okay. So bunch of easy things. Then I make it a little bit harder, and I want her to get used to going up from all different angles. BB. Climb. Good girl. You see those ears? So you notice that way of giving her food or versus giving her into position. Usually when dogs are in position, they look a little dull. She's getting more happy. Yes. Now she's looking more engaged. Now I'm gonna give the cue. Good girl. Now let's make her harder. Now let's make her love it. Climb. 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 You see that tail? What does tail mean? Dog is not happy. Dog wants to engage. I didn't go over a whole bunch of body language. There's so much I can go over. Dog nerd, for real. Okay? Free. Then she gets a, now when dogs, that's mental stimulation and physical stimulation. When you're inside your house and you drop that kibble, it runs underneath, stuff like that, boom, they come flying back. It's fun, okay? Now I'm gonna start having her stay up there a little bit longer. Climb. So now that she's up there, I'm gonna give her a distraction. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? Good girl. See how quick, fast, and then free. All angles. Then you work your way out. Then I make it sit, then I make it down. Show you some more. Good. Climb. Good. With the body gesture also as well. Pump, pump, pump. Good. Now let's make it. Good. Good girl. Now room service. When you ignore me, room service. If you turn around and go for it, I can reinforce. You're still reinforcing. I reinforce with a treat, or I'm going to reinforce with the leash. Now I have two ways to reinforce my exercise. Good. Now watch when I pull her on the leash, she's going to start to fight to stay there. Good. Pull means stay, pump means go. Free. BB. Good girl. Yeah. Boom. And it starts off slow, and it picks up fast. Okay? So with this board now, I'm gonna see it, and she's gonna try doing it down for me. So without saying no commands, I put pressure straight up, she went into a sit, pressure on, pressure off, food. Now here, I wait for the elbows to touch, then my arm gives food. Here I hold leash, not tension, holding her down, just so she can't get back up. Good girl. Here, and then free. The next ones get easier. This is training with negative reinforcement so that later when I pump on leash, dog comes happy. You do everything all food, 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 then pump on leash, dog says it's not part of the rules. You want to be able to say, come here, hey, and knock it off. Good girl. And then later I will say name plus command. Because now she has idea, okay? And I washed a lot of the other stuff out. If she was going to fight or be a little confused, she didn't hear that word and associate it with the exercise. Okay? Free. And that's an indirect reward. She looks happy, fun, going and chasing it, right? And then I end my session and do other fun things. Now, cones. Okay, let's see if she works for me with the cone. Let me stay within the camera. So, this is called GPS. Okay, luring. She's already kind of almost looked like she has her full, right? Trying to go towards mom. So I'm not going too much. I give her a break and then bring her back out. So it's like 1 round, 2 rounds, stuff like that. I'll ask her to come back over. You see, I'm actually giving her less. I'm not trying to fill her up, and I apologize for any loose stool in advance. If she So she goes out that way. Good. And I'm in here into heel position, and I feed on the left-hand side so that later dog doesn't cut me off to my right hand. And we're taking our time. Good. So a lot of times in this exercise, you see, she blows me off. When that happens, exercise is done. I can't keep offering, right? I need dog to be engaged with me. This is how I add value. I close restaurant, give you opportunity later. But you can't turn around and get snacks from somebody else. It makes process longer. Okay? That's where dogs sit and they wait for that enticing, that little extra topping. They say, oh, he won't do this. Dog come to me, yes, dog will. Okay, let's give it up for BB, okay? She did really good. And then we will try pulling her out again to see how she does as well. Meanwhile, I'm gonna grab Cara.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So with Cara, she is Belgian Mal. She is the same dogs that a lot of police and military use. A lot of drive, very fast, so you're gonna see her really into the exercises. She learns so many different payment systems, right? Click. It marks the behavior of, yes, that's correct. And we have a payment system to where you can break the exercise, come to me, and I toss your food out. And then she goes and thinks about what's the next exercise is gonna be, okay? So with that, I'm gonna bring her out. I'm gonna start playing with her, same way I did with her, and then I'm gonna have Madison help me as well. Yeah, see?
pressure only. Sit. Come on, sit.
She knows how to behave for company. She does all right.
It's a little crazy, you know that.
I can see her face.
Right. Oh, these bugs. Look at them. Eat the bugs.
Well, there's a thing on TV why some people are attracted to
Oh, I'm sure.
and something you can't represent. I thought it was the perfumes or
Yeah, I
whatever.
guess it's
It's
image.
not that. It's coming from your body.
Oh, what else? Dog. No, you can't run free. I'm sorry. Dog. Barbie, she's busy.
So climb is to go there. I teach in the beginning is just to go and stay on top of there. When I use place is to go there and lay down. And then my leash. So tactile again, I'll go over again. If I pull her, she stays. Okay? And when she learns that, do the same for the exercises. Sit. Same thing. Down. Same thing. Down. Heel. Sit. Sit. So now here, same thing. I want the dog to stay in position. Down. So now if I pump the dog, she already knew I was going to go there. Here's the automatic down. Okay, I like to go around. You can go around, dog. Okay, I have direct reward. I can go give money. I can indirect reward, throw fall. Here I have a bunch of different options, but I wanted to work a little bit more, right? So if I wanted to go back over there and I use my direction, I can pump her over there. Dog leaves my side. Okay, same thing, but I want dog to go back over there. Good. Same thing when I want dog to come over here. Good. Free. Dog gets to play. This is really big for training. Dog gets a lot of energy off, but it's rules. Dog gets to come to me free and play versus take the ball and run and go do your own thing. I'm the game. Come back to me. And later, I teach dog to give to me, to give back to you. Out, free. Yes. Okay. In order to continue to keep playing, right? Out, climb, climb. She doesn't have enough reps to go to each one, so she's going to offer behavior. What she say? I'm trying. Okay? Here, I can take ball. You want to boom on my cue. So distractions come into play. Good girl. Free. Good girl. Good girl. Out. Heel. Climb. Come. Good. Down. Sit. Down. Climb. Place. Place. Climb. Place. Nope. Place. Good. Down. Come. Good. Free. So when you get to that point, now you see the free, the release. Now she's looking for her jackpot. Okay. Normally what I end up doing, She has a bunch of different payment systems. I'm gonna toss one out over here. Let her go find those. Now that is saying you can build up to your repetition. In the beginning, you pay for every one, then you start paying for every other, then you start building to your reps, and then now you have bigger payment at the end. Okay? Leave it. Ah, see? Climb. Car, climb. She's telling me I like that because she's saying I want to work. Stop talking dad and work me. Okay? So now here, I'm going to jump to the clicker. Try to find my keys real fast on my wallet. Let's start having her pick up something. Not that wallet. I wish. Okay. So here, car freak. Fun little game. And this is where I start marking. I throw it out. She grabs it. Comes up to me. Good girl.
That's cool.
Then I give her food. How did this game start? Okay. I just put it on the floor. If she looks at it, let's see if she... Ah. You see? That click means that's behavior. Now see what happens when I don't click. Push it. Ah. Give me my stuff. Fun games. Or service. Okay? I can say, Cara, I'm a little clumsy. Make sure you help me don't lose my wallet. Heel. And I go to walk. I go to drop it. She didn't hear it. Right? Normally with the cleats, they'll pop. Ah, she sees it. Boom. Comes back in. And I can reward. Okay? Another fun game. Here, I click the game. I only do a couple of clicks. Here, I just want the dog to put his nose here. And then I click. Then later, I put an order in there. And then later, I do another one, same thing, right? But no order. And then add another one. Now I only click for where the order's at. Now I don't do nothing. Frustration, what does she do? Now I toss it back over here. Let's make her work. Hunt drive. Is it out there? Does she know? It's a little bit hard for her. She went back to behavior. Then I take treat and then I'm. Okay. She smells it. She got the other one. Good. So another thing I do too, is fun stuff. Another way you can do a clicker game is here. These are also car climb. Skinner box. This is another Skinner box. Okay, so this right here is the same size. Well, it's ideal to my foot. So now I make a little bit of a station right here. Dog's paws in there. I feed. Then I toss the treat out. Dog comes in, turns around. Ah, I feed some more. Then I call that heel. And then later you don't need no help. Okay, and so. And then also, a lot of times when people start doing heel with their dog, the dog is lost on the first or 2-3 steps. You try doing 10. Your dog is not even doing 1. Fine. So I take this, I take a foot out, boom. Take another foot out, boom. Now I have landmark. Okay? And then also, when I work with you, I'll show you which hand to have clicker in, which hand to have leash in, right? Which hand to have food in. Okay? All this does matter because then eventually you want to fade away of everything so we have no help and then we can pay at the end of the exercise. Okay? So that's the whole trick for us is fading off the help. Free. So if she's in right position, feed. And then also, dogs are creatures that have them body language. If I step off my right, I teach dog I want her to stay. Right? Gas is left means go. And see how good. So I would say heel, food. Okay? Heel, knows that's easy for her to do. I'm not looking for that behavior. I'm gonna help her. Heel. Good. And I'll show you another thing that you can do with the comb. She wants to play clicker games. All right. Car. So you see her trying to be creative and trying to figure out the exercise. And then that's that mental stimulation that I like. For dog, I programmed in her with these behaviors of where is the advantage. A lot of times dogs, people climb, where dogs want to turn around, climb, think they do to please us. Unfortunately, they do to find their own advantage. Dogs are in tune with us and they do love, they have that chemistry, right? But they ultimately looking for their advantage, all right? And they know the signs. Do I have the treat in the hand? Do I not have the treat in the hand? Is the leash in the hand? Is the leash not in the hand? These are all the things that the dogs definitely pinpoint, you know? And with that, it's just about getting a little bit ahead of them, creating a little bit of a game, and then needing less leash help, right? And the dog saying, I know what we're doing, I love doing this, and then they kind of like beat you to doing it, right? So that's pretty much my system and how I train. Now, if I go into a dog that's nervous, a little bit fearful, a little bit more shy, intimidated, had a bad experience at the groomer, veterinarian's office, down. Now, I have a dog aggression, okay? A lot of this stuff like that. This is a non-conflict way of approaching it. And in doing so, I have this box, and she knows this box. This is equivalent to like having your horse walk with blinders. And you can have them looking straight ahead, and you have this car coming at the light, and it's screeching, and that big, powerful animal doesn't budge. How is that possible, you know? So, you know, here in this box, right, I put, let's say the dog eats 2 cups a day throughout the whole day. That's his entire paycheck. All right, now there's no more food bowl, okay? I will put about 50% of the food in here, and I gotta hold the leash because I don't want her jumping out to go get it, right? I'll demo with her, actually. Let me get her kibble.
It's over here.
Leave it.
No, you
Leave it. Come on. She's bad. When it comes to stuff like that, I like her to be a little bit naughty because when I go out and we do work in demos and we go places, I need her not to be scared to do or to try. Okay? So, this bag, what I do with the food and dogs that I get for boarding train or even teach mom and dad the concept at the house, doorbell, a lot of stuff, right? I teach dog, I build focus and concentration with this box. Get down. So what ends up happening, I see skittish dogs in the beginning approaching it like, what is that? Like this, and they hear a noise and they go away. Then after doing this enough, you see that wash away. Now the dog's eating better. Now that's too easy. Now let's move it into a different room. Okay? Now let's move it outside the threshold of the door. Now let's move it to the park. Now let me put another dog in front of him and see whether you'd rather eat or whether you try to hit the end of the leash. Okay? So if the dog takes head out, I start to pull dog away, closing the restaurant. And the dog walks with me, hey, I provide. You're not entitled. Right? When dog is out and wild, they don't eat every day. Right? They turn into scavengers and they learn to find where's the best garbage can, where's the nice dump, who's throwing away good food, who's not. Right? They learn to find the advantage. Right? So in doing so, as the dog is eating, I will approach the dog, touch, add more food. Touch, add more food. What does touch mean? More food's coming. Right? If dog has problem with paws, touch his paws, add food. Touch his paws, add food. What does touching his paw mean? Climb. Cara, climb. Down. He teaches me fast. All right, so climb. So now she's challenging a little bit. She does have e-collar technology. I only have her on level 2. 2 is the go. Now I got to tell her what? Knock it off, right? Climb. Climb. Down. Okay.
Quiet.
That's the type of response that you look for when dog does take, let's say, negative reinforcement. Cara. Okay. So then later, I want to have dog staring into an empty box and then adding food. I can have dogs staring, building hope, hoping that food comes. Okay? I took big giant Rottweiler that was going dog aggressive, and I provided this 7 days it took for dog to say, I'm going to eat, and I hit the end of the leash to try to go after the fence. Okay? Then I put this closer to the dog without giving dog one correction. Right? Dog learned to find that's not worth it. Pay more attention to what I'm doing. Okay? Confidence. Clipping the dog's nails. Dog's heads are here. You can touch. Clip the air. Add more food. Right? This is a powerful box when learning the doorbell. I ring the doorbell, you run, you come back, you get no more food. But it takes time. Right? You have to be on the same page. Frick. So when she goes in there, you start seeing dogs put both paws in, stuff like that, looking like they about to go to China. Right here, I try to put a little bit of pressure. Yeah, she's fighting to stay in there. Her eating like that, I don't like her coming out. So, but then you want to be able to touch and then add more food. Okay, that's what I like. They start coming in. Then I stay close, and then I can start. And usually, when you put the first one in, I have a thing, a 10 down there. And then you hear that thing, they back up. So that's like the first distraction that they hear, right? And then they get over that one. And the next one will be adding that dog stomping foot, adding food, okay? Because then you can hear it as it goes in. So as she starts winding down, because I didn't put all of it in it, right? I'm going to see if as she stays down, how long I can keep her staring into the box, hoping that I drop more food. And while I do that, I do everything. So this is why I say there's no excuse in my dog training, in my system. You have to apply, right? Follow the rules and take your time, okay? Dog has to find the advantage. Now we're almost done. Now you're gonna start seeing her head move. Now you're gonna see her freeze. Then I go back in. Then I go back in. Then I add some more. Okay? Strangers. Same concept. The rules, and dogs head up, no food. Right? Hey! Food. See what I'm saying? Play a little thunder on the music. Add more food. Nice game to wash a lot of bad behaviors out. Put the nail clip. Just feed the dog. You would desensitize everything. And if dog has problem going into it, help dog start this way. Okay, leave it. She's not, leave it. Very smart. Okay, so these are tools that we use that today versus car down versus using heavy compulsion, saying get over it. Yes. Not right then and there. I will have to go build some better tools. I will build, make sure that my food is valuable enough. I will evaluate my system. What am I doing, right? This little system right here, if I have a dog that goes out and is just fearful of people, and are you having people approach your dog and trying to have your dog get over it?
No,
Fine. Okay. So with that, I like to see the dog and come up, down, down. So you go right down. So now she goes up, and as we go up and down as far as paying attention, then I go back down. Okay. So her for challenging, I went up to 5. In my pocket, it turned itself up to 6. So when she got the correction, she said, "Oh snap," but then quickly went down to say, "I shut off, I stopped." And then I turn around, I go back to remote, and I put it on level 2 for go. Right? So it's about being able to go up and come back down, not just sticking at that level and say, you know, you knock it off. You make adjustments, okay? Because with distractions, adrenaline, and things like that, we have to be able to match and be able to go up and down, okay? So for every dog, this level 1, if I put it on you, you might not feel it. The other person might feel it because of sensitivity in our skin and our hands and stuff like that. So I make sure I adjust everything to personal dog, right? I just don't say dog should be able to handle it, okay? So dog that's fearful, like how you said, you know, if I'm giving a lot of attention at home, then there's not really no reason to seek it out elsewhere. So that's another thing that I'll try to stop doing too, right? And then even an exercise like this, working on climb, having the dog self-soothe on its own and not be so much on me, I'll start building confidence there. And then when I go out, it'll just more or less be like staying on the platform while the people walk past versus keep running into me, right? I'll start there. This box, if I had the box doing it in my kitchen and stuff like that, when I went to a place that I wanted to go, I'll get out the car and put it right there in the parking lot, try to get the dog to eat right there. But before I went all the way out of, the dog has to do it on the outside of my door in my driveway, you know, at the end of the block, versus I go all the way out because there's no relief, right? I needed to be able to take the pressure off, right? That's what you gotta have. And when you're out in public, you don't have that. Right? So it's pressure on and pressure off. So if you go out in front of your front door and you apply a little bit of the stress, and then you can come back inside, then a little bit longer, a little bit further, a little bit longer, a little bit further. All right? So it's equivalent to having somebody being scared of heights. There's no cure, right? At 5 feet, I throw you a ball, you catch it 100%, you're not bothered. I put you at 10 feet, you're sweating, you're looking over the edge, you're catching the ball 65%, right? Now there's room to work, right? When do I move to 15 feet, right? Do I even move to 15 feet, right? So we get to the 80s, that's a little bit good, that's passing, right? Me, I want high 90s before I start moving, right? If you move too soon, you reach the point of no learning and you lay flat, right? So that's where we have to gauge with exercise, pressure on and pressure off, right? So sometimes dogs that are nervous going for a walk and you want to de-stress it, it's like flooding them, right? And if you've been doing it for over a month now, yeah, you're not getting no results. We have to do something different, okay? So with that, yes, there is things that we can do. And even turning dog food bowl, I throw the food out inside the yard and turn him into a hunter, right? I'll stop feeding in the house. Right? Food's on the outside of the house, right? So yes, there are things that we can do. Dog's inside his comfort zone, his bubble, gets room service. It's like dealing with a billionaire. Let's ask a billionaire to come work for us, to do something for us. Yeah, right. You know, it's not gonna happen, right? I know I can condition that billionaire. You give him to me, I gotta strip him of everything. And it's gonna take him some time for him to realize that it's not gonna be that easy no more. And then he'll start working for me. Okay, so, you know, I get a lot of that to where dogs get so much attention and that they will resource guard mom, dad, kid, that they get the attention because it's part of dog culture. They're not shared, they don't share. It's not a part of dog culture. Like, you'll see one dog grab all the bones, right, and they'll hoard it. But then also we gotta understand, like, their pecking order, right? So we have a lot of people here, right? And there are creatures of dominance and submission, okay? And that's another thing that we do when they want to interact with each other. We always intervene. Watch every video when the dogs fight at the doggy daycares, when people touch them, to go try to pull them away. Meanwhile, they're going through their culture, okay? And so, with that, you know, learning dog and saying that you're not entitled to me. So sometimes as simply as taking your dog from you giving you my dog and then me approaching you, now you're claimed by a different dog. And the behavior just like that is that funny. It is. So I do a lot when it comes to training. Okay, so there's that psychology that goes into it, you know. Then it's the payment system. Then it's your game, like then it's your technique, your style and approach, right? And then you have to have all these things, your tools, then to start training, right? So when I come to your house, we have to load the clicker. I show you, I walk you, you walk me, then you walk your pup, okay? So that it makes a little bit more sense, okay? So with that, it's supposed to be fun. It is fun, right? And everybody can do it, right? So, but it's about how do we practice, okay? So the little games I showed here today, even with the clicker, I have clickers here today, right? This is something that we have to get used to doing. And I have clicker games that if you wanted to go home and try, right? Because if you work both sides of your hands, you're working both sides of your brain. So if I throw this up, I try to touch, and then so I work on my timing before I play with the dog, okay? And then also too, if I'm always cued in my pocket like this, dog says, you're gonna pay me. And then if I take it away, he says, they're not gonna pay me. So it's what we're doing. It's the picture we're giving them, right? So that I can say, you don't know what you're gonna do, and you're gonna come find out. You see, that's the thing that we change. So small changes that we make, right? And then makes big difference, okay? A lot of times when dogs are barking, running around and stuff, they need to play, right? And if they're biting at us and doing things like that, we turn into big giant squeaky toy, right? So it is funner to play with me than by myself. So a lot of times you'll see me with a ball rope, but ideally with a longer rope on it, okay? So that I work the dog out. And then I trade for either equal or higher value, okay? And then this is separate in the beginning, training is separate, and then I bring them together. Because if I bring them together too quick, I want the dog to love this. Crash, no rules. Be a little dirty. I clean it up with the obedience, okay? But then later, dog is prey drive, wants to chase, capture, grab. If I release her, I make bet she's gonna go for the food, right? I know her. So I say, she taught me how many times today? So I say, let me pick this stuff up first, so then if I want to continue to try working with her. So another fun fact that too I want to mention is that something that I watched on Netflix. They had this episode with a bunch of different animals, and it talks about evolution of dogs. And they have one segment that they took the sweat off somebody that was frustrated, agitated, annoyed, and things like that, and they put that inside a vial. Then they took somebody else that was having a good time, enjoying themselves, and they put that in the vial. They presented to the dog. The one that had the frustration and anger and stuff, the dog smelt it like it was a bad odor. It was so quick. Oof! Dog avoided it and walked away. Then they showed it with the dog, that the person having a good time. The dog, like pheromones, the dog started to wag its tail, ran, started playing. It's that powerful. Like these creatures, right? They tell us a lot. We learned a lot from them, right? And I don't want to. And then so they can tell a lot about us. When our blood pressure goes up, when our blood pressure goes down, when we're unsure, they feed off of us. Amazing animals.